Beyond excited for this, a proven winner coming down to the 305. Coach Willie Simmons joins us now, the new head man here at FIU. Coach, how are you today?
I'm doing awesome.
Excellent. We are too. Before we get this conversation started, there's only really one way to open it in Miami, and that's with a colada. This is Miami's water cooler. This is every conversation you will find in South Florida. It is around a shot of this magic jet fuel that is Cuban coffee. So, Coach, I'll pour you some.
Yes, sir.
Take some for myself as well.
First official toast.
First official toast. Has to be paws up, right?
Yes, sir. Paws
Paws
up.
up.
Oh, man, that's good.
Always. Always.
That's good coffee.
And just like that, we've got Coach ready for the rest of the day here at FIU. I think, Coach, there are two burning questions on the mind of FIU fans, so I'll ask you those first. First, your vision for what FIU football can become. I know you talked about it a little bit already with the team, but for the fans hearing it for the first time, what do you see this program evolving into?
Well, my vision for this program is one simple word, and that word is excellence.
Yeah.
And excellence in everything that we do. And so obviously it starts in the classroom. We're blessed to be players at a top 100 public institution, one of the best institutions in America. So making sure they understand that we're graduating our guys at the highest rates, that we're setting them up for life after football. And again, just putting a product in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately on the football field that mirrors the academic and social excellence of Florida International University.
And then the other one, and this might be number one on the list of every FIU fan, how important for you is high school recruiting as a part of this program, especially down here in South Florida?
Well, obviously, there were no shortage of people that wanted this job. And the reason being is because of where it is. We're in the hotbed of the most talented region in the United States, in the world, for high school football. And so you can throw a rock and hit a prominent program, phenomenal football players, great coaches. And so, again, to be able to build a roster full of guys from the 305, the 954, all the way up to Palm Beach County and beyond, that's going to be the staple of this program. There'll be familiarity with the guys because they'll be used to watching them play high school football, and they'll transition right on to college here at Pitbull Stadium.
That's the exact right answer. When you say it's the premier spot for high school football, because it is. A lot of people talk about Texas. Texas is very good. I'm sure we'll get some Texas players in this program, but Florida's number one. I loved when you spoke with the team. You talked about having a vision of a championship this coming season. A lot of coaches start in a new spot and they say, hey, we're going to build this thing step by step. We'll take our time and we'll get there as we get there. You immediately went to championship, the pinnacle of our sport. Where does that faith, where does that vision come from for you?
Well, for me, again, we have a saying that the way we do anything is the way we do everything.
Yeah.
And so the championship that we speak of, obviously, we want to win championships on the football field. But we want to be champions in every aspect of life. And so to me, winning is a habit, much as losing is a habit. And so from day one, we're going to build championship habits in everything that we do. How we show up to class, how we come to the facility, how we are in the community, and then ultimately how we practice, how we train, and all of those things. So the championships that we win will be a byproduct of the championships that we win, those small championships that we win every single day. And I think that process, that gives me the faith to know that if we do that, I think we've seen throughout college football that you can turn a program around pretty quickly if everyone buys into that. And that's the challenge for this football team, that everyone buys into that concept. And once we do, the wins will come fast and often.
You talked already about the importance of education, of doing the right thing. How much of that comes from your mom, who was a school teacher, obviously, up in Quincy?
Everything in my fiber. All right? I was raised by an educator. Blessed. My mom was the first college graduate in our family. My granddad dropped out of school in the 3rd grade. My grandmother, who we married, had my mom in the 10th grade, so she dropped out of school to take care of my mom, and then had 8 other children after that. And so it's still in the value of education. My mom went on to graduate from Florida A&M University, and then 6 of her siblings followed her to FAMU. And so just setting that foundation, and now it's not even an expectation, it's just a known thing that we graduate from college in our family. And so that value of education that was instilled, not just by my mom, but by my grandparents, who understood that to make it out of the tobacco fields, to make something of yourself, and to start to build generational legacies, it starts in the classroom. And so that same philosophy will carry over to our football team. And again, we're blessed to be able to do that at one of the premier institutions in America.
Coach is from Quincy, not Tallahassee, Quincy specifically. And you talked about family. in order for fans to get to know you, I want you to take us back to a Sunday at Grandma's house in Quincy. What's that scene like?
Well, first of all, the scene is trying to figure out how we fit that many people in a 3-bedroom house. Yeah. And so, again, family is huge for me. It's one of our 7 core values. But again, it starts with how I was raised. And so to be able to go to my grandmother's house on Sunday after church, to squeeze into the kitchen, into the living room to watch football, to just sit around and tell stories and just have a great time with some great food. It's part of my DNA and it's part of my fiber, and it makes me who I am today. So just understanding the importance of family, because when times get hard, that's who you lean on. And to me, I firmly believe that in today's era of college football, where everything is transactional with transfer portal, with NIL, it's going to be the team that's connected, that's a true family, that has the best chance to win. And again, challenge the football team that starting today, we're going to be that football team that's the most connected, and that's going to aid in us winning championships as well.
There's an amazing bridge from your upbringing to right here at Pit Bull Stadium. In about 48 hours or so, Gadsden County is going to play for a high school championship right here in Miami. That's got to make you smile a little bit.
Man, it's amazing. Again, the job that Coach Ellington's done there is unbelievable. Yeah. This will be the first time that a Gadsden County football team is playing for a state championship since 1970. My team in 1998, we were close, and many dubbed us the best football team in the modern era. I think it's safe to say that team has surpassed us. But I'm excited to see, hopefully, Coach Ellington win a state championship for Gadsden County right here in Pit Bull Stadium. And God works in mysterious ways. So the last 2 years, the schools that I've been the head coach at have hosted the state championship game. So able to look up close and personal to some of the best players in the state of Florida. And I've talked to some of the head coaches already, wished them good luck. But again, exciting time down here at Pit Bull Stadium.
You mentioned your high school career earned you the nickname Shotgun. Then you're a running back coach for the most part, head coach obviously as well at a few stops. All of that leads to the Willie Simmons offense as it is. What should fans expect from the Willie Simmons offense?
Well, excitement, first and foremost. We want to run an exciting brand of football that people want to see. We want to play fast. We're going to spread people out. But more than anything, we're going to exploit our best players, take advantage of our best players and exploit the other teams. So again, we got some phenomenal football players here. Obviously starts with the quarterback, got some dynamic wide receivers. And so we want to get those guys the ball and let them do what they do best. And again, that calls for a lot of points being scored, which I know everyone likes points. And so we want to light the scoreboard up. And we want to see if there's how many digits we can put up on Pit Bull Stadium. But again, this offense is going to be exciting. It's going to be up tempo. It's going to be multiple. We're going to do a little bit of everything. But again, it's going to be an offense that people are excited to see week in and week out.
We talk about different stops you've had. All of that is underlined by maybe the worst thing in human existence, which is moving, especially for a family as big as yours. What has that experience been like?
Well, again, it's part of coaching. It's one of the downsides of coaching, but it's a blessing. And so, obviously it's hardest on the kids. Once I got the call and accepted the job, I had to do a FaceTime call with the 3 little ones, and they just got into Durham 6 months ago. Right. And so starting to make friends. And so Raylan, who we call Champ, my 7-year-old, he started crying because he was going to miss his kids. Yeah. And then I said, well, hey, Champ, we got a beach 5 minutes away. And those tears turned into smiles.
Smoothed it over
immediately. So I was able to win them over with the sale of beaches and palm trees. So, but again, they're excited to be here and can't wait to show them what South Florida is all about.
One other thing that has to move for you, I've heard it's quite an extensive shoe collection. Is that still in Durham at the moment, or has that come down here to South Florida? It's
still in Durham. So again, I had to figure out what to do with all the orange and green shoes I accumulated over the years at FAMU, and now I got to figure out what to do with the blue and white shoes from Duke. But again, excited to be able to increase my shoe game. First time being in Adidas school. Yeah. So again, looking forward to seeing what Adidas can do for the shoe game.
The blue and white you might be able to wear around town a little bit. The orange and green here at FIU.
Right. Exactly.
You might not want to be wearing that one anymore.
Definitely understand about the orange and green, but no, we're going to be straight blue and gold here, and looking forward to again donning some fresh pair of Adidas.
There you go.
And hey, got to get the collection up.
No doubt. We talk about that year at Duke. How much do you think that helped you, getting up to that Power 4 level, experiencing that pedigree of football now as you become the head coach here at FIU?
Well, obviously it was a phenomenal experience, and I can't thank Coach Manny Diaz enough. Again, for the relationship that we built over 15 plus years, having worked together before, and just the vision that he has for that program. And for me, really, it was affirmation, confirmation of the things that we've done for years. And the way he runs that program, that's student-athlete centered, the core values that they believe in, it's all the things I believe in. And so more than anything else, it just really showed me that we were doing things the right way. And so blessed to have that experience. Obviously 9-3 season there, Tax Slayer, Gator Bowl, invite. And so excited for them with that. And again, the future's bright there at Duke. And we'll bring a lot of those same core values here to the 305 and have a lot of the same levels of success.
You met Coach Diaz in Murfreesboro, obviously a place that FIU fans are very familiar with, and Rick Stockstill. Just retired, of course, but he was in CUSA for so long. Were you talking with him at all, even when you were at FAMU, and kind of getting a feel of what Conference USA football is all about?
Well, Rick Stockstill recruited me out of high school. He's been like a father to me for over 25 years now. And so spending those 5.5 years there in Murfreesboro, having those battles with FIU, I joked with Coach Anthony Gator the first time we spoke right here at Pitbull Stadium. He called a pick six against us. And so joked with him about that. But I mean, we had some tough battles going against T.Y. Hilton, Jonathan Cyprian, those guys. But again, Rick Stockstill has been instrumental in my career. And once this opportunity came up, really leaned on him about what life in Conference USA is like as a coach, recruiting, fundraising, all those things. But he's been more than supportive, like he's always been. And not just Coach Stockstill. A lot of my mentors in this profession have been instrumental in me getting to this point. But thankful to everyone who's had a hand in this. And man, I'm so excited to be here.
The current state of college football and the calendar does not give you any time to rest at all. You have to just go so fast in every single facet. As you've kind of gotten reinserted to that as a head coach, what has that transition been like?
There's no rest for the weary.
No doubt.
It's never ending. Transfer portal opens up, recruiting. And the biggest difference now is you're recruiting your own roster as much as you're recruiting, other people. So the first order of business is to make sure that this roster is stable and secure. And so all of the gentlemen who are, contemplating their futures and making sure that they're making the best decisions for themselves and their families, it's our job to make them realize that that's here, right here at FIU. And so once we solidify that, we got some high school kids that we've been recruiting that we got to nail down, transfers, and then looking at the portal. So it's never ending. Roster management is the number one thing that head coaches have to do now at this level, and that takes on many forms. So I'm looking forward to working with my team and to put together the best roster possible. And that's just, if you're not looking forward to that, you don't want to be a head football coach.
That's the name of the game, and we got to let you get back to it. I could ask you questions absolutely all day, but Coach Willie Simmons, beyond excited that you're here. I think every press release in America with a new coach may use the phrase proven winner, but they cannot all say never had a losing season once. That's this guy right here. Coach Simmons, appreciate you.
Thank you. Pause up.
Pause up.